Hey Taurus, Amanda here. Welcome to Unseen Hands Healing. I'm so glad to see you this month. This is going to be your reading for the month of September. So I'm going to pull cards here. There's a couple that flew out in the pre-shuffle, but when I was meditating on your energy, I immediately felt it wasn't happening to me, but it felt like my digestive system was like making all of those stomach noises. And I got this image of a funnel funneling a bunch of content or information, or it was showing up as food, and funneling it down into the minutia where it could be digested. And so the metaphor of this, I believe, is saying that there's something that you're having a hard time digesting. Maybe you got some information, maybe something is coming through, some truths are coming to light or something like that, but there's something going on that you're having a hard time digesting. And the process of digestion is really one of like breaking larger things down into digestible bits, into their base nutrients, so that the body can absorb and use the smaller elements that are contained within the larger thing. So there's something here in this metaphor for you about breaking down something large and a little difficult to digest down into something usable, and that process seems to be a bit difficult for you to assimilate, for you to do. There's something like not digestible about this. It has a hard time working its way through the system, you know. I just like felt your intestines working overtime. So that's interesting. And then in the pre-shuffle here, we've got the Seven of Cups, which is actually coming through for me now that I'm thinking about your meditation. There is that funneling energy of like funneling many contents, distilling them down into something digestible. You know, this energy of the Seven of Cups is having a lot to work with, and maybe even too much. You know, you have a ton of options here. There's a lot of energy here, emotional energy in particular. Breaking that down into something that you can actually work with. And you know, there's something about earth signs, me being one of them. The digestive system is a huge part of our energetic makeup. And when things get off for us, especially as Virgos, but I imagine this may be true for many earth signs, many people in general, our digestion, can't even say it, seems to be the thing that goes off first for a lot of us. It's like, because I know for me it's a signal. When my digestion is off, when I am not able to pass food through, sometimes it's because I'm eating shitty food, but other times it's because something is not settling right with me in my life. Or there's something about the way I'm handling my external forces that just is not smoothly integrating. There's not flow. Because what you need, a big part of what you need those digestive enzymes, but you also need water. And here we have a whole lot of emotional energy. Something here for you, Taurus, about funneling a lot of emotional energy or a lot of information down into something usable. And then we're moving from that Seven of Cups into the Knight of Cups, which is 1 cup. So we're moving from 7 cups to 1. And you want to talk about water. This Knight is emerging out of this tidal wave, so which is also sort of speaking to the larger funneling down into something, distilling down all of these options, maybe even a tidal wave of emotional possibility, funneling into one revelation. charging forth with the singular expression of the heart that says, yes, this is it. So, interesting. That is coming out for you already, Taurus. So let's see what else we can get here. I wonder if this is literal for some of you, that you're just like eating a lot of random foods that your body can't digest. Which, again, could be a metaphor for so many things. Having too many jobs that you just can't assimilate. Having too many romantic interests that you just can't assimilate. Too many separate friendships that are not integrated. You know what I mean? Like, this could go so many ways. Too many ideas that you can't distill down into something usable. I could go on. So now we have 8 of Coins, practical, Virgo energy, more earth energy for you. Really like taking the ideas into the 3D, and now we're building something. We've got the crafts person here really working on their craft. Queen of Swords. Internal truth. Knowing what you need and advocating for it. Let's get more cards. What's at the center of the September reading for Taurus? What is the central energy? It's the 10 of Wands. It did come out in reverse, so there could be this energy of not wanting to put down a burden. See this person carrying all those sticks? It's more energy of too much. There's too much of a burden, you know? If you eat too much, it's too much of a burden on your digestive system. The 7 of Cups, it's too many. You need one, you know? So it's sort of this similar story continuing of having too much. Needing to put these wands down. This is, whatever this is becoming a burden for you. There's a need to exercise some boundaries and really advocate for what you need. And expressing your heart seems to be a big part of that, so that you can actually build something, so you can actually build what you want to build. Knight of Wands. What I'm actually seeing from this for you, Taurus, you see this? There's a story playing out. You put down these wands that you've been carrying, and suddenly a horse appears. You hop on the horse and you're out. Sometimes I feel that with the 10 of Wands, because the 10s are an ending, you know, something's coming to an end. So with the 10 of Wands, it's like you put down this burden, and when you do, I often imagine folks lighting up a bonfire with all the sticks. You know, lighting this sort of bittersweet bonfire of having carried these burdens, these wands for so long. And almost ceremoniously lighting this on fire to commemorate an ending of some sort. And then it's like, when you do, here's the bonfire in the distance, and your steed arrives and you are going someplace else. This is moving, continuing to carry this burden, perpetuates cycles of the past for you. You put this down, light it on fire, and suddenly the vehicle arrives to take you forward, to take you in a different direction, away from the past, towards the future, in this very passionate way with the Knight of Wands. Putting down the burdens of the past. Interesting. What else can we get here for Taurus for the month of September? The Moon. Mysteries. Emotions again. Things not quite being clear or not being revealed. Okay. Too many cards down there. But we got the 8 of Wands on the board. So just as I'm saying things are not quite clear, something comes in, some clarity comes in, some information comes in, a realization. This is, again, with that Knight of Wands, forward movement. What's the last card here for Taurus, the month of September? Great. This is the Nine of Swords in reverse. So as you can see, this is a card of some turmoil. All right, we got these little creatures flying around with red swords all poking it at your direction, and you're sitting up at night, not being able to sleep, kind of feeling tormented mentally. And it came out in reverse. So I'm going to take that in reverse for you, because I feel like whatever this is, whatever this central energy for you this month is, putting down a burden that's too much for you, for your system. It's too taxing on your system, and you're putting it down. It does feel like an emotional burden. It does feel emotional to me, and you're putting down this burden, and that is going to relieve you of this, of being in this energy of like up all night, can't sleep, maybe even having bad dreams, you know. You're out of there. You're out of there. I am being drawn to potentially take another card for you, Taurus. How did I know a ton were going to fall out? We're going to go through these quickly. Oops. The moon just got swiped up with this packet, so this may actually be clarifying the moon for you. I think it's clarifying the whole bottom row. Five of Swords. I'm actually just going to spread this out for me to see really quick. I'll hold them up for you, I promise. Yeah. So I'm looking at Five of Swords, the Lovers, and the Emperor in reversed, and water, the element of water. Five of Swords, conflict. Again, with the energy of there being too much. There's too many swords in the mix here. Five swords all fighting each other is a lot. All right, it's a lot for your nervous system to handle. And you can see the same energy that wants to come through of like, there's all these swords, but what you really need is the truth. The one singular truth. Distilling five swords down to one, which is more digestible. And I just got that one is you. So it may be that there's like something in your life that's just pulling your energy in all these different directions, and you're needing to unify with what your singular truth is. You know? Screw all this other stuff and everybody else's emotions and everybody else's truths involved for a second. And focus in on what is your truth. What do you need to feel safe? What do you need to feel free? What do you need in order to move forward? Get out of energy of the past and move forward. What do you need? Because the Queen of Swords knows her inner truth, and she uses that sword of truth to enact the boundaries she needs to feel safe at all times. To make this thing, it's like the Queen of Swords is you, and the Queen of Swords is the one that's actually bringing all this energy from the large down into the one singular thing that we can actually work with here. That is something you can actually digest. So there's the Five of Swords is leaving the battles. Forget it. I'm not playing in this sandbox. I'm not fighting in this arena. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put the swords down. You all can fight. I'm going over here. Okay? That's the energy of the Five of Swords. I got my sword of truth. I'm out. Leaving conflict behind. It's interesting too, because I often see the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands, and I get this like, I get an image of my belly being unsettled. A feeling of like, just something's just not right. I feel it in my gut. Something doesn't feel good. Okay, so you're moving away from that energy. I think that there's a tough choice that you're making, and part of what this may be, like what is coming to light for you, what you are realizing here, We've got the Lovers in reverse and the Emperor in reverse. The Emperor, this is all about power. In this card, especially this version of the Emperor, I mean, the Emperor is always talking about energy that is very that is described as masculine in nature, you know, like it is a leader in the sense of someone who is very decisive, someone who is incredibly strong in an outward way, making decisions, standing up strong. I'm trying to get like why this is coming through for you. It honestly feels like an external energy in your life, like a person or a boss or a job or something. This is messed up, but I guess I have to say it. It's a little bit, but there's a force I'm getting for whoever I'm talking to. There's a force in your life that has been kind of purposefully keeping you unsettled, perhaps. And this could be very metaphorical. This could be the energy within you, like a power struggle within you. But there's definitely something that holds power over you in some way, whether it's your own mental energy or this is a person or circumstance in your life. Something is holding power over you in such a way that it like keeps you in this place of confusion, keeps you in a place of feeling overwhelmed, keeps you in a place of feeling burdened, feeling like you have to carry these burdens, like that's just your lot in life and that's just what you're supposed to do. But I'm seeing you making a tough choice with the Lovers. The Lovers is a choice, so this could be romantic for some of you, definitely doesn't have to be. There's a choice. What I heard with the Lovers reverse was a tough choice. You're making a tough choice to like overthrow this Emperor, you know, like whatever this energy is in your life. You're taking that from an external place that keeps you in out of alignment, that perhaps takes you out of alignment, and you're taking the beauty of this energy, which is directionality, and I know the truth and I know what to do with it. I know how to make decisions with it. This is like the ultimate, like sitting on the throne of your own fire. All right. I think you're overthrowing the power that this has to take you out of yourself, and you're using whatever gems are from this experience, person, part of you, to hone in on your singular truth, to funnel it down into something you can use moving forward. And the Water card is here confirming this emotional experience, that this is very much an emotional experience for you. And what I'm also hearing right now is like whatever this is keeps you in a place where your emotions are so big and so overwhelming that it's actually hard to figure out the truth. It's hard to know what's true. And the emotions are so much, you actually just like can't work with them. So frozen. You know what I mean? Like when you're so overwhelmed that you just get frozen and it keeps you in this place of immobility, you can't work with that. Constipation is what it is, because it's like your systems stall entirely because they're like, oh my gosh, you just ate an entire tandoori chicken and I'm gonna need a minute. You know, like, wow, okay, there may be some nutrients here, but I can't tell because it's so overwhelming for my system. So I'm just going to signal the whole system to kind of shut down while I figure this out. You know, you have to like immediately go to sleep after you eat a huge meal. It's what I'm feeling here emotionally for you. And maybe some of you are even having those physical symptoms. But you know, the great thing is you are being called to stand in your truth. Distill it down into something usable and stand up. Put the burdens down, and you're going off in a new passionate direction. It's like, ask yourself, if I could make a choice right now that would ease my worries, ease the pain, the mental pain of this, what would it be? And if fear was not a factor, what choice would I make? All right, I feel like there's something in there for you. And it's like, when you do choose to make that, you know, to distill it down into something usable and tangible, and like, there's definitely the energy of a choice being made. There is also this energy of help is on the way. You know, emerging from this huge tidal wave of emotion with the truth, with your emotional truth here. And then it's like whoosh, something rushes in, rushing in to help. And I also feel that with the water card, I always feel that once this gets unfrozen, it's like a whoosh, like an avalanche of flow. So this also may be signaling that whatever, like once you get out of the space of the moon where you can't tell what's going on, and it's almost like emotional darkness, in the sense that darkness meaning you literally cannot see, you know, you're just like in a dark room and you can't see, you're just feeling your way through. By the light of the moon, which can be a bit of a tricky light to truly see clearly. It's like, even though you're in that space, you make a choice. You decide to make a choice based on your intuition, based on your emotions, based on what would distill all of that down into something usable. And then there's quick forward movement. This is quick moving energy. There's like some information coming in quickly that's going to move you out of whatever difficult mental emotional space you find yourself in. All right, so Taurus. Let's get a little card, a postcard from the liminal space for you, Taurus, as you're in this energy here in the month of September of making a decision to put down these burdens, to distill something undigestible into usable parts. So what is the postcard from the liminal space here to offer a little extra guidance for Taurus? The moon is very much that liminal space. Yeah, pal. Not my monkeys, not my circus. I think that about says it all. Monkeys being plural, again, I'm feeling like all of these monkeys. No, this is not your circus, okay? Whatever thing is emotionally taxing you, this is not your drama, okay? This is not your drama. You put down the burden of other people's drama that really is not yours, and you recognize what is yours. You advocate for your needs here with the Queen of Swords. You advocate for your truth. You stand up for yourself and what you need to feel good and feel safe and feel free, and you are off, my friend. Burn that. That's just not your circus, and you're out of here in a very, very good way, towards something that you can actually work with. Actually build what you want to build. Emotionally, this definitely feels like an emotional situation here, okay? So Taurus, that's the energy that is presenting for you here in the month of September. If you enjoyed this, please do click that like button, subscribe to my channel, all right? It just really helps build up this work here on YouTube, and helps us out with the algorithm. So please do click that like button and subscribe. I appreciate you doing that. If you want to dive deeper into this work, unseenhandshealing.com. That is where you go for all of my offerings in terms of personal readings. I do distance readings so we can get deeper into how this is actually playing out in your life, right? You can also visit me on Instagram at Unseen Hands Healing and on Patreon. All the links for these are in the description box below, but these are places with a lot of free resources that I offer, just like here on YouTube, where you can dive into the energies that are more collectively going on around you as you work through this stuff here in September. So I'll check back in here throughout the month with you, Taurus, and I wish you luck. Take care.